Are we?
What?
Are we now?
Yeah. Yeah. Hello, everybody. We are back again. Episode 7. We're trying something new here today. Fair bringing to the kitchen. Let you all see the myth, the man, the legend. The sexy voice that cannot be seen is now seen. Tyler McDonald.
Hello, everyone.
Ooh.
Excuse the wet bandit Smarv haircut.
You just said that. That's about the air, man. Like, Marv, Wet Bandits. Oh, you know what? I've always said, though, one of the funniest actors to, just the mic drop out of it.
Oh, yeah.
His comedic acting in Home Alone 1 and 2, if you go back and watch it, is, world class. It is elite. It's Jim Carrey-esque.
I can't imagine anyone else doing it. When you look at it now.
Yeah, just his body, his facial expressions, just buying in, he's just so buying in, and just he honestly, I put him there with Kramer.
Yeah.
Right from Seinfeld, just everything about him is hilarious.
Yeah.
He's that level of funny, and he does essentially 2 movies and fucks off out of it. Never to be seen again, really. It's insane. I've always said that.
Oh, he's a legend. I'm sure he's been in more. I just wouldn't be able to recognize him. For me, that iconic scene.
I Wikipedia'd him.
Okay.
And he didn't, it was weak. He did he did a couple of things.
Step your game up, Mary.
No, he did a couple of things and then went out of it. He just went on. He went big into writing. He was doing a lot of writing for movies and actors and everything else. He did do some acting after Home Alone, but there was one semi-significant, but it didn't really take off, and then it was just pretty much nothing after that. Just a lot of writing, and I don't know what his deal is. What kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Royalties maybe he's getting from Home Alone. I wouldn't think a lot, but I'm sure there's something. What were you gonna say?
Oh, nothing. I was just gonna say that iconic scene, that scene when he gets electrocuted.
It's the funniest.
Cracks me up. How loud was that? Let's see if taking off the muffler.
Right? Yeah. And it's so funny too, because you always see those memes was it when you nut but she keeps going or something like that?
Yeah, she keeps sucking.
Yeah. Right? Oh man, it's so funny. It's that I can that movie. I can watch it every Christmas. I never get sick of it.
Yeah. I didn't even know that was a Christmas movie.
Home Alone.
I know it happens during Christmas, but to me, it's not a Christmas movie.
That's the Jehovah.
It's about
what? Okay,
it's about something else.
You are the only person, not you, because I'm sure your other fucking ridiculous Jehovah friends would think that. But oh my, that just shows. Okay, I've said it on the podcast before. You always show me more and more and more. That blows my mind. It lets me in deeper into your mind. Just that. I never knew Home Alone was a Christmas movie. I knew it was Christmas time. But, dude, what? Listen, I understand you didn't celebrate Christmas, but you were still around. You still existed during Christmas time. I'm sure you still had the TV on, and it comes on every Christmas. Don't be on the summer.
Which I didn't understand. I didn't understand how that was. Because it was just about him, going on vacation and going missing. It had nothing to do with,
Oh man, dude, dude, how you didn't piece that?
I was
that
still
together.
allowed to watch it. I'm not allowed to watch. I wasn't allowed to watch Christmas movies, but I was still allowed to watch that.
That's what it was. That's what
during Christmas.
That's what warped your mind. Yeah, it's supposed to be the spirit of Christmas. How your because then they get separated and then you realize all the gifts don't matter and family's what matters during Christmas time and all that other shit, right? It's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
But, your Jehovah ass would not be able to piece that together. I just thought it was, around Christmas time by a fluke, man. I didn't think it was actually a Christmas movie. I thought they had to pick a time, and they just picked Christmas. Happened to be the time. Right?
Yeah. That sounds exactly what I think.
See, I can get that argument for Die Hard.
Yeah, I don't get that one either.
Right. So that's why I get the argument.
That's just more of like I don't know.
That's an action movie that's set during Christmas time. Right? And that's why there's always a debate, is it a Christmas movie or not?
Yeah.
That's why that debate exists.
Yeah.
I think it is a Christmas movie. I think it's the best Christmas movie.
Who, Die Hard?
Yeah. I think...
Dilly.
I think Home Alone is the best family Christmas movie of all time. 1 and 2. Pick or choose. I don't care. And I think Die Hard... 1 and 2. Pick and choose. I don't care. I'll say 1, I suppose, because I think that's the actual Christmas one. I think that's the best, like, adult Christmas movies of all time. That's me. That's what I think. I'm entitled to it. I think it's more than legit.
You're Jehovah ass.
Dude, you're the only person I know that...
Oh, that's just Chelsea Beckett. Shout out Chelsea Beckett. Used to be the hottest Jehovah's Witness back in the day. Oh, there was more semen wasted to Chelsea Beckett's as in grade 9. And I hope you're laughing at that.
And I hope you mean people who were pulling themselves to her.
Yeah, she qualify.
Yeah, she used to be the hottest Jehovah. Now she's just an average atheist.
He doesn't know you.
No, I don't. I just laugh. I just twisted your words out. She used to be the hottest Jehovah, man.
Oh, man, back in the day.
Yeah.
Legendary.
Jehovah.
But like, you can't do anything when you're in it, right?
No, I know. I was like saying with the Salvation Army and Pentecostal, and you weren't supposed to be fucking doing anything in that either, right? That's why there's a term called in the Pentecostal dry hump, they calls it.
Yeah.
Right? Because you'd be making out and be dry humping one another, be getting boners, couldn't do nothing about it.
Oh yeah.
Right?
People. Oh, definitely. Like one time, I remember one time when we were like out knocking on doors. Me and this other guy, one of my Jehovah buddies at the time. It was like we were just sick of knocking on doors. No one wants to be at that, right? Bothering people in their houses.
Yeah, because you were knocking on doors.
Yes, 70 hours a month. And you'd be like, one time we were just at the door and he goes, "Man, do you think anyone else in the congregation masturbates?" I was like, "Man, I'm spanking my weasel all the time." Like, no, like, come on. Like, I think it's, what's that guy's name? Kurt Metzger. He's that comedian. He used to write for the Amy Schumer show, which, don't get me started on that. But
your love for Amy Schumer.
he said, like, if everything was to ever go right, I would be the first person in history never to masturbate. Because, like, come on, fuck.
Yeah.
Asking kids to do that.
Going through puberty. Yeah. Don't touch yourself. Don't look at someone else. They're just like, why are all these priests getting caught up in molestation? Why are they hitting on 12 and 13-year-olds when we couldn't let them hit on 12 and 13-year-olds when they were 12 and 13? We can't piece this together.
That's fucked. Going around and
I love Bill Burr's thing when he's on that morning television. I think it was in New York, right? That morning show. You seen that?
Yeah.
But it's just like when Mrs. was asking him on a morning show, do you think you went too far with your jokes? You know, with the Catholic jokes, whatever. Like, don't you think the Catholic Church went a little too far with what they did? I was on morning television, and they were like, "Oh, jeez, oh God, this is morning TV."
Yeah, watching them squirm.
Oh,
that wasn't the one with the small chairs. Was that one?
It was yellow couches.
Oh yeah.
It was so funny. Don't you think the Catholic Church went a little too far? You know, all those crimes, he says. Yeah. The other, and then the other one he's on like Dallas morning TV, where it's just like they're like, yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's morning TV. He's promoting a show that he's got in the city like that night or that weekend or whatever, right? And he's just doing, you know, your basic media tour promo shit. And he goes, they're like, yeah, because again, it's morning TV, so they bring up different cereal boxes, and it's like, you gotta say, and the characters. You just go, so who's this? So, you know, brings up, like, Fruit Loops. Oh, that's Toucan Sam. You know, like, oh, that's Tony the Tiger, right? You know? And, anyways, it brings up the Quaker Oats. It was morning tea. Have you seen that?
No.
I forget exactly how it goes, but he's like, oh yeah, it's like the founding fathers like had a slavery and all this other stuff. This guy's a slave owner. The Quaker Oats guy is a slave owner. And he says on morning TV in Dallas. That's the most rated. They're known for the racism and they're conservatives and they're, I'm American, I got my guns and all this stuff, right? So he's on Dallas morning TV saying that the Quaker Oats guy's racist. Oh, I can't believe it, because I know you're such a Bill Burr fan. I can't believe you haven't seen that. Oh my God, it is the funniest. Yeah, we're totally watching after this. Oh man, I'd love to get a thing too. Like, I'd like to get this. Like, I don't know how you do it. I know Rogan used to do it all the time. Then I think he got slammed for it. But like he used to play the video.
Yeah, he's not allowed.
Over that now he's not allowed because it's like copyright shit or whatever, right?
Yeah, you get pulled.
That's so stupid, man. Why is everyone so weird about it? Like you're only promoting someone else. You're only doing good. Like, it's not hurt. Like, it's actually negative to pull that, I feel. Like, if you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
You're pushing someone else's content. No one else is going to go to that video to steal that watch and to watch it there. It's just a little corner thing.
But it's YouTube that's pulling it. It's not like the other people pissed off that Rogan's showing his content. It's like, I don't know, some bullshit with YouTube.
Now, I do.
Media conglomerates.
Now, I wonder, though, all the same. I know copyright stuff is different in the States and compared to Canada. Canada's got like better laws, I'll say. They're more flexible. America's really strict with it. Like, I know, like parodies, like song parody is one thing. For real. Like, you can parody anything here. But doing a parody in the States is much more difficult. I think you got to ask for permission from the artists in the States. You don't have to ask for permission in Canada. You can just do the parody, right? I do know that. And then there's with video, something to do with video too.
Thank God we live here. We can parody stuff.
Yeah, right. No, but I'm just saying. But the States is so stupid. But
I'm just laughing at people laughing at your laugh.
Oh yeah. What was it you said my laugh is like? Like
so many analogies.
So many analogies. Yeah. There's like
just Rita, when Rita said it was like a car starting up in the winter.
Yeah, he's not the first person to say that either. I've heard that before. A car or truck struggling to start. I've been hearing that one for years.
Oh man.
Like
no, your laugh is like you take its peak, snip it, and then loop it.
And just
loop
it.
It doesn't change.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard like a machine gun too, or something, like a CD skipping.
It's hilarious how much wind you have for somebody that has no lungs. That's
Listen, man, my lungs make no sense. I fucking run you around this fucking block, man. I got cardio for days, but it's just like my lung. Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Eating supper wind gasses you.
Yeah.
But you can go out and play hockey for an hour.
Yeah. I shouldn't say then that's a lie. Everyone is watching me like, fuck off, Colin, got no cardio. Well, listen, that's because I am a man of extremes. So I'll have no cardio, but then once I go hard at it, it comes back, because I used to have unreal cardio in my young 20s once I started jogging. I was doing 8 kilometers in less than a half hour, and then that's it. So then I've never been to that point since my young 20s, but because I did have that level of cardio, once I get back in the gym or get back into hockey or basketball, whatever the fuck it is, the first week or so I'm garbage, but it comes back fast, and it's never been back to that level because I've just never pushed it to be that level. But like I said, just before all this shit happened, the last week I played 3 games of hockey in one day, and I was pretty tired after game 3 for sure. But if I wasn't completely opposed to a 4th game if it was there. And a couple years ago, I couldn't even play 1 game. Yeah. Right? Yeah. I couldn't get halfway through a game and it just being fucking gassed.
Oh yeah, I mean I've seen you lap me on Signal Hill.
Yeah.
It's insane. Doesn't even make sense. I can get through a plate of supper without losing my breath and breaking a sweat. But you can run the North Head Trail way faster than me.
Well, I used to jog. I used to live down in Kitty Vitty. And we talked about that, yeah, because we both lived down there.
Yeah.
I think around the same time. We didn't know each other, though.
Yeah.
And I used to jog to Signal Hill, and I used to jog 2 laps around it. Didn't stop, and I used to be lapping everybody like they were walking, obviously, because and it's so funny because I'd get some looks, right? Because I don't know, I was starting to lean out a bit. That's probably the second leanest I ever was in my life was at that point. And it's so funny. Sometimes you get this kind of head turn, being like, "Really, this guy?" Because like I wasn't exactly like the model runner. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have that lanky body
Got
running.
Skechers
That
pulled so tight.
yeah, that running look. And I used to jog to Signal Hill and then jog 2 laps around it, and I used to walk home. Yeah, and I was living on the other side of Kittavity Lake. I was down by the army base, the military base side.
Yeah.
That was in 2014. Fuck, man, where does the time go?
Man, even now.
Now, man, time makes no sense now. It makes no sense.
This is what prison feels like.
Oh man, like is it Thursday? Is it Monday? Is it Saturday? Is it Sunday? Like who? No, it's and it's just like. Yeah. And that press conference yesterday, man, Jesus Christ, it was like, is it bedtime? Because it sure fucking feels like it. Right?
I didn't watch that.
Oh my God! Like, listen, everything they said was legit, needed to be out there, and was well said, and they weren't saying anything like. And then like I put up a funny picture of being like Newfoundland after that press conference. And then you have a couple internet haters go fuck yourselves, chirping me about oh Jesus, you had to be a fucking idiot not to be able to follow that, blah blah blah. I didn't say I didn't follow it, right? And everyone that fucking laughed at the joke got it. We didn't get it. It was so monotonous. You didn't see it, man. It's just this doctor, God love him, very mild manner and well spoken, and everything he said was legit. But it was just like, I'll tell you what, you wouldn't want to be a professor because you'd be fucking nodding in your class, right? Like it was just the most monotonous. Like oh man, a struggle to stay awake during it.
Did they take questions?
Not during his part, right? And then so him alone, and then you compare him to Hagee. That's just piss and charisma, right? Like, you know what I mean? Wish he would just piss on Dwight, give Dwight some, because Dwight just reads off the sheet. Like, and God love Dwight. I don't want to be shitting on leaders while they're down, right? Because like, or during the time like that, now's the time to get behind. And like, there's stuff that's been done wrong, like especially on the proactive side, and there's stuff maybe that could be different now or could have been different, whatever, blah blah. But now is not the time, because talking about what should have been done weeks ago or months ago doesn't change now. So. Like, the guys got, like, you can see it on all their faces. It's hard enough. They don't need a province on their fucking backs hard now. Like, that's something to look at down the road when this is all over for the next premier on the how, like, what can we have in place to prevent it? Because it's going to happen again. Like, they keep getting worse, right? You had SARS there in I think, I could be wrong, but you had SARS, then you had swine flu, then you had Ebola, and now this, and they keep getting... They keep, you know what I mean? It's just going to get that way. It isn't like, I think, I could be wrong. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, I just think as humans evolve and we get more immune to shit, I think, like, diseases and viruses are going to, evolve and get stronger, and just like, it's always going to be something, right? And this, who knows, we might not see something like this in our lifetime again. But a part of the reason why we're seeing the pandemics is we weren't ready for it. That's a big part of it.
Yeah. Well, like today, we just watched that last one there, the one for today, and like it's crazy that like the numbers have gone down. Like it's hard to wrap your head around, like when you're just like cavemen, like you and I.
Yeah.
Because it's like, there's a lot of numbers at first, and now they've leveled right off.
Yeah.
But like the peak isn't here yet.
Yeah. I know.
It's like I get it because I guess incubation period. But we've been past 14. Like, when did that calls thing happen? Because you would think that, like people left.
It was over 2 weeks ago.
Gotta be.
Yeah, it's almost 3 weeks ago now. Yeah, because that ended last week. There's people that were put in 14-day quarantine from calls. And, like, I remember last week that was a talk, like, okay, all these people get to come out from their 14-day isolation. That happened last week. So
that was like our spike.
Yeah. So it was 2 new cases yesterday, 2 new cases the day before that. I don't even know what it was today. I didn't even... 4 new ones. I don't
know if that was like. I think it's still maybe more in Central because Central has 8 now.
Right.
They had like 2 like 3 or 4 days ago.
So pretty much for anyone that didn't see the press conferences, I'm going to be honest, this last week or like the first week or so, I was watching every single one, tuned in live, and I'd watch the full things. Then I started getting to just like coming in now, getting highlights, and then I've had full press conferences that I've never even checked in on, and I just go to CBC and check the sheet and just get the update. You know what I mean? Yesterday I was nodding, I'll be honest, throughout that, like, and it was a lot of it was like I got what they were saying. So I'll just recap for all people anyone who didn't watch it or who did watch it but it went over their head because they were in a cloud because they couldn't pay attention because it was so monotonous. And like, listen, and all props to that guy, right? But Dwight even said it. You should have seen it. This is funny. Go back and watch the press conference from yesterday. It's so funny. You ever see someone say something, but like their facial expression doesn't match what they're saying? Like it's right. Dwight goes. This is so funny. Like I've watched this a half a dozen times. It makes me crack up every time. Right before he's introducing that fucking fella, whatever his name is, I'm not even gonna try. That doctor. Dwight, he goes, no, so and so is the head of this. He's kind of giving his credentials, yada yada, right? And he goes, and then he tells everybody that he's a mild manner guy, but he doesn't be like, he's a mild mannered man. He goes, he's a mild mannered. Like his face goes, like he's saying mild man, like in his robotic voice, like he's saying everything else, but the face is like he's like shouting it. He's like he's a mild manner man, like, and it's like eyebrows are down, like and he goes, so pay attention, right? And it's like his words, like, he's a mild-mannered man, please welcome this guy. But the facial expressions when he's like screaming to the camera is like it's like, for fuck's sakes,
listen to this motherfucker.
For fuck's sake, sit down, and I know this is going to be tough. Like, it's what he
I
said.
listened to this guy before we came on the air, and I couldn't understand a word he was saying.
Yeah, I was like, I know this is going to be hard, but for fuck's sakes, listen up. And then it's really Buddy's whole thing. What he was saying was he was given, it was a PowerPoint presentation is essentially what it was. It was at 6 o'clock during the NTV News, and it was like, yeah, like, here's the situation, and it's now time to actually double down. Even though our numbers the last few days have been nice and everything, we can't get complacent, and instead of actually easing off, it's actually the opposite. We need to double down. We need to be even more stricter than we have been, and kind of like try to help put this sucker to rest because we're nowhere near the end of it. And if we don't, that was the big thing. If we don't, we are screwed. And we already knew that, but like it's gonna be like it's catastrophic, And it was so funny. Me and you were having a chat last night about this, or not last night. Yeah, it was last night. Was it last night or today? Both of it. Anyways, it was about how like we're such a unique spot, cause like, I mean, there's talks of this going on for another year or two. In October, the beds could be overwhelmed even before then, like whatever. Just like even like, yeah, like technically, like there's only like 98 ICU beds or something, isn't it? Like in the province, not even St. John's. If I'm not now, anyone, you can feel free to comment and correct me. I don't take that to the bank, but I feel like it was 98 ICU beds in the province. And it's like, and I think like 70 something of them are in the Avalon. Again, could be wrong, could be 100% wrong. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, it was crazy, and it was just like, but like technically, yeah, if we get one call, funeral home spike, and we don't know what's happens, and blah blah blah, like all the beds could be gone next week, like you know what I mean, and then it's just gonna, like, and we're screwed. But they were just saying how bad it is, but like we were saying yesterday was that like Newfoundland, like, so there was articles I remember a couple years ago about Newfoundland being on the brink of bankruptcy. That was like hard, right? And then those articles came out again. There was another article about, I think, in January, right before this whole thing took off, about how Newfoundland might have claimed bankruptcy again. That was coronavirus still going. That's when oil prices were dropping, but before like it really hit Canada and especially Newfoundland. And now our economy is really feeling it, and you're seeing like bankruptcy talks, like the federal government having to take over Newfoundland. Like, we'd lose everything, right? They own Muskrat Falls, they own Churchill Falls, they own everything, and like, you think they don't give a shit about us now? They're really not going to give a shit about us if they take over because we claim bankruptcy. But like it could go the other way. Like we're on an island. If we really hunker down for these next few weeks, and really, because like to say, if you don't move, the virus don't move, and we kill it off. Like, we can actually be the first province in Canada.
Oh, I was getting deep on this.
You were getting so deep. But, like, places like us, PEI, I think, like, Nunavut, maybe, like, I'm not sure what Yellowknife situation is like, but anyone that's, like, isolated, like Vancouver Island, maybe. But, see, they're a part of a... See, the thing is, people can still come and go out of that because they're not their own province in Vancouver Island. We're our own province, right? So people that come in, they got to do 14 days. People can go to Vancouver Island, they don't need to do 14 days because they still came in from province, right?
Right.
We're our own province, so...
They must have shut that down, though.
I don't know. I don't know the situation. I wouldn't know.
Because there's ferries to get out there. You just shut down the ferries.
Ferries and planes. Yeah, but they need services and shit, too. And if it's still inter-province, like, I don't know. Maybe they did. I haven't looked into it. But the point is that we live... Like, we live here where we live. And, dude, we could cut it off. We can kill it. We can contain it. And we can be ahead of the country.
We're already apparently ahead of what they said. Like Haggy just said today, right? We're ahead of what they thought we were going to be. You know, like the projected numbers.
Right. So now it's like the killer instinct, right? It's almost like being like in a fight, and you stun your opponent, right? You stun them. Now, do you have that killer instinct? Can you get the finish?
Yeah.
Right? You don't want to...
Even my brain, when I see two cases, like, I'm more inclined to be like, well, fuck it. Like, I'll go to Costco or I'll go to grocery. Now, we all need to go to grocery store and Costco. But, like, you're more inclined to be like, I'm not going to get it. There's no spread on the go now.
Right.
Right?
Right.
It's like a natural feeling in your brain to be like, well, we're good now.
Yeah, right.
At first, when it was like, 20-something and 15 and 18 and all these different numbers, right?
Right.
You're more wary.
So that like that's right. So like now is like if you were to get complacent now, it's literally like being in a fight. You hurt your enemy. Don't really know your opponent's hurt, stunned, dazed, whatever, and you slack off and you get complacent, and then who knows, maybe he comes back, knocks you out, or you go to a wrong decision where you still win, but you didn't need to. All you had to do was give him another couple smacks, and it was over.
Dry, and you got to fight him again.
Right? Oh man! Right? Yeah. Exactly. Like now is a time not to say, not even to keep the course. Not even keep the course. I think they're saying the right thing because they're saying now we got to double down, get stricter. We got it so low, so now if we go stricter, going for the kill, cut it off, cut its head off, like cut the head of the snake off, right?
Yeah, because what if next week? I know they're saying, and obviously these people these people drank and partied all the way through med school for a reason.
Yeah,
they're smarter than me.
Yeah,
but like, come on, what if, like next week? Say we get 0 cases,
right,
for a day.
Yeah,
and we get 0 cases the next day.
Yeah,
who knows? You could keep it like that.
Yeah.
Because we're an island.
Yeah.
And everybody could recover. And no one else can get it. Like, obviously, because there's still families, I'm sure. Like, I'm just thinking, like, say you got a couple kids and, like, the father, like, the man of the house, like, he has it and he's trying to stay in his room. Like, you would think that, like, eventually over time, like, kids are going to get it and shit like that, right? Like, so, like, there's still, I get it. Like, it's not over and it's not by any means squashed. But, like... Man, like we were saying, our economy's fucked.
So screwed.
As it is.
Dude, we're so screwed. And if we let this get us, we're like, it's trying to be very optimistic.
Oh, 100%.
Both in life and especially, on a podcast and online because, you try to be, I'm not a politician, but, you still try to like lead by example and be an influencer and just like whatever the hell, like. Be the change you want to see type of thing and whatever, and being doom and gloom right now isn't what we need. So, but sometimes you got to like jab that in there, keep reality in check. But it's like, yeah, like if we don't get shit back to normal, like it's gonna be extreme. I think I could be wrong.
Tourism is the only thing we got.
Right?
Like.
Yeah, like we're on lockdown. If our industrial places are running at 0 to half mass, and then there's no tourism allowed in, man, that's can't be good. And another thing they said today, it was a good question, was like, so that money that you're getting from the federal government, that $2,000 a month, when the reporters asked, like, so, like, obviously, like, we're going to be getting taxed on that next year. So, like, should we, like,
put some of it away?
Put some away. And they're like, yeah. Dwight was like, yeah, like that, like, we're going to be getting taxed hard next year by the federal government. So, if you applaud for that $2,000 a month, you're probably going to have to pay, I wouldn't be going to pay half of that back.
Definitely. You're not getting away with free money.
Right. So, it's like, even that, so let's just say you get $8 to $10,000 or whatever. I think, yeah, like $8 to $10,000. Then, don't go and spend it. Because you're going to pay it back next year. Like, so it's like, but like, it's obviously you got to spend it. You got to, whatever you need to spend it on. But like, oh man, fuck. It's just like,
and now we watch Colin go down the rabbit hole. Oh man, walking around rubbing his cheap head.
I want to, yeah. I was saying I want to do a podcast too where we both get high as shit beforehand and just be like, just record us being stoned and just something different, just see how silly and stuff we get, right? See where we go, different energy, different vibe or something, like, I don't know, maybe do a weekend when we're high, we're just high. High as tits, right? As Brian would always say, high as giraffe pussy.
No, moon dick. Is that what
and moon dick's another one. He always got analogy out.
Moon dick cracks me up.
Oh, dude.
Moon dick for that.
Oh man, his jokes.
Was watching a second ago. I don't know if he is now.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't be if I was in Thailand. I'd be out on a beach somewhere. But you can't.
You can't, dude. He's like day 25. Dude, he went into self-isolation before he had to. Like a week before he had to. He's day 25 and he's almost a full month now.
Man. Like, it is, like, don't think.
And he's in Thailand, man.
Yeah.
He's next to fucking China.
Yeah.
No, that's not terrifying. I was talking to Brian on the phone the other day, and he was saying that he was in the immigration building, and he had to go in there, and, like, because he has to check in every 6 months. And so he went, say it opens up 9. He ended up going down there like 7:30, getting in line. He was the 13th one to get started. There was hundreds of people lined up. And, like, they're next door to China, and it's like, it's it's pandemonium. It's kind of nuts. And he was there, and he said he's probably never been so scared in his life, to say shitless. Like, you're around a crowd of people in Asia,
Yeah.
and he went there, got his stuff. He said he was extremely impressed how professional everybody was. He got his stuff, got his paperwork, checked in with immigration or whatever the hell it was he had to do. He does everything by the book.
Yeah.
And then he went back to his condo, and he hasn't been out since. And he hasn't gotten sick, so he clearly didn't catch anything there. But fuck, man. Like, imagine. Terrifying. Jesus, man, I can't even imagine. During that, you're in Asia, and you're in a building with hundreds of people when you're not, like...
Yeah.
Oh, he talks about it, like...
Yeah.
He chatted with me about it, like, just how, like, he said he was some nervous, man. Scared shitless.
Yeah.
And you know that, too, because his sister's a nurse down in Dallas, and, like, so she's a nurse, so she's seen the worst of it all.
Yeah.
So she's hypersensitive to it. So she's in his ear, but how bad it is, or whatever.
Yeah.
So then that gets in his ear. So it freaks you right out. Freaks you right out.
To like get in your own head and spiral about it, right? I mean, but like I was talking to one of my buddies today, Waylon. He's not watching because he doesn't have Facebook because he's a archaic motherfucker.
Yeah.
But he's just like up in the epicenter of it, like up in I don't even know where he is. Brockville, maybe. I don't know, birthplace of the Canadian flag? I don't know. Somewhere up there. And he's just like, I think he's in Ottawa, actually. But he's just like running around, like just going out. Like, he's like, whatever. Like, I'm going running. Because running helps your mentality, right? Like, exercise right now is like key.
Yeah.
Like, going for walks? Man, just do something. Not around people.
Yeah.
To make yourself not go insane.
Yeah.
You got to. Like, obviously, lock it down, like, when you're supposed to lock it down, and don't be hanging out with everybody. And because Haggy said this weekend is
massive.
The key. Because if everybody can just not go out because of those low numbers, I mean, you can't go out anyway. What are you going to do? I feel like everybody at this point is getting the severity of it. Yeah. Like, I, for one, don't want to be locked away till November with all ye fuckers.
I know. We're going to kill each other yet.
Right. We're like, don't think it's all roses here. There's a reason we're on the other end of the table here.
If I gotta be sat next to him or he gotta be sat next to I. I'm surprised we're doing this in the kitchen where the knives are. I'll shoot in the eye with it.
But like it's maddening. Like he said that didn't that guy say 2022 was like the max thing yesterday? Like 2022, boss. Like our life, we only live 70 years. That's 2 years away. Be social distancing. Couple summers in a row. Fuck all going on here in Newfoundland. Can't be at it. So that's why we got to seal it off.
We got to seal it off, man. We got to get back to normal. Because, like, yeah. Double down. Double down. Jesus, man. I wish we could just stop this altogether. Because it's like. Like, I'm fine in the short term, but, like, I can't take. I don't know. I'm sure I'm not the only one. I can't take the 1 to 2 years of this.
Hell no.
Can you imagine, man?
I don't know anyone who could, really. Besides Haggy, because he's working.
Yeah, and it's easy, like we say, it's easy for him to be time if we'll get through this, whatever. You're a retired surgeon, and now you're getting pension, and you're getting a dollar. Like, listen, I'm liking overall. I'm really liking this Haggy guy. The province is liking him. He talks to you, right? Like he's not reading off a sheet. He isn't a robot. There's a personality behind him. There's a soul behind eyes, right? And the province respects that. But it's just like, man. It's so easy for you to say that it's going to be this, like, you know, he's probably a millionaire. If not, he's very well off, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, you know, I'm wondering, am I going to be able to keep my house, right? Because they won't let me do it.
For example.
Right? For example, right? Because I can't get my mortgage deferred. And I'm not going to get into why that is, but I can't. And because Scotiabank is retarded. And I had, it's so funny, and I'm not the only one, because I had lady from Harvey's Oil call me up about the oil bill, and I said, but that's it. You're not getting your money. Like, right? I said, like, I can't pay the oil bill right now. So I was like, because of everything that's going on, I'm sure I'm not the only customer telling you that. When life gets back to normal and I get some gigs and people start coming to shows and I got some money, I will gladly pay my oil bill as always, as I've been doing for years.
Yeah.
But right now I can't pay an oil bill. And I just told her, like, I was just like, you know, I said, I said, I'm going through shit right now. I said, the bank won't defer my mortgage or whatever. And she, she was like, that's fucking shocking. She's like, you know what? She goes, I get it. She goes, because this is her job. She calls customers that have outstanding bills. And she's like, I'm getting a lot of that. There's a lot of customers saying that they can't get their mortgage deferred. She said, you're not the only one. Right? And it's like...
Well, I mean, there's like a list of like 20 different things. When you go down through it, it's
all the
like,
terms, conditions.
Must not be this. Must be 5'7". Must be like... You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Are you a Libra? If not, you do not qualify for deferred. Right? It's insane. So I can't get my mortgage deferred. And... You know, so what if I lose my house? Right? I'm not the only one. So it's easy to be saying, oh, yeah, we're going to get through this and blah, blah, blah. But, like, it's like, I'm trying not to be stressed out. Right? I'm hoping people, like, you know, can donate where they can. I don't even care about that so much because it's like there's bigger problems on the table right now. We got to think collectively, not individually. But it's just like, it sucks, man. Like, it's like, but I like the guy. I do like the guy. But he, like, we got to get back now. Because if we need to get back sooner rather than later. We really do.
Man, like, I don't know what my haircut's going to look like in November. Let alone you.
I'm just going to keep shaving. You should shave your head. Now it's...
No.
Yeah.
Man, I look like...
You can grow your hair back.
No, I can't. It's getting there, boys. Like, come on.
It grows back.
It grows back, but, like, I don't know, man. Like, I got fucked up when I was born. Like, my head got dented. Like, real bad. It looks like I got attacked by a polar
Well,
bear.
I believe that.
Yeah, well, something's wrong with me, obviously. Right, clearly. And then, like, it looks like I got attacked by, like, a couple Rottweilers. Like, on the top of my head. Or I'm, like, in one of those African tribes.
You got a bunch of scars on your head?
Buddy, I got a dent. I could, like, rest a few M&Ms in there. I mean, like, it's not even fit. It's not even fit. Like, I need a bit of, like, plaster. Like, to smooth me out.
You got a pothole in your forehead.
Oh, I got a pothole.
In your back head.
Oh, it's hilarious.
What, did they ever tell you why?
Yeah, well, it's like, when they were pulling me out of my mother's vagine. Shout out, Mom, we're everywhere.
Tight with Jehovah.
They use those forceps or whatever, right, to like grab onto my head to like give me a haul.
The vagine tongs.
And they dented my skull, and then they had to go in and slice.
You're
my
lucky
skull.
you don't have cerebral palsy.
Man.
And that's the thing, hey. So a lot of cerebral palsy happens at
cerebral palsy is a thing.
Yeah, no, but most cases or a lot of cases of cerebral palsy happens at birth. Like the baby is fine in the womb the whole 9 months. Not always, but a lot of cases.
Yeah.
The baby is fine the whole 9 months, and it's on delivery. That's what. Excuse me. If you're down in the States and you're driving around, and you know how their healthcare, like the States is obviously a completely different world, right, than here. And obviously, like, you can get sued for anything. Everyone's trying to sue everyone down there all the time. And you'll see billboards down there from law firms. Like here's like, you've been injured in a car accident because it's mindless law. That's why lawyers love that. It's so easy. You don't have to put any work in, and you get money from insurance companies. That's why every lawyer is like personal injury law, because it's right. Anyways, I don't get me started on that. But down in the States, you'll see billboards all the time from law firms, and that being like, do you have cerebral palsy? Call this law firm. Right, you might be entitled to millions of dollars, and then they go and sue the doctors and sue the hospitals.
Well,
right, like it happens all the time.
Well, I was injured at birth.
Yeah.
So if you're a lawyer, and if you're out there, now's a good time to give me some money.
Yeah. Right.
Who dented? Maybe it was Haggy.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, he's a surgeon.
No, I know.
Retired surgeon, man. He knows he's sitting pretty. He got no mortgage. He got a bunch of money in the bank, and now he's getting like 6 figures a year as a minister. It's going to be all right. I suppose it is, Haggy. For you, fuck. And I like you, Haggy. If you ever watch this, I'm sure you don't. Why the fuck would you watch me? But it's just like, I do like you.
He's definitely not. He'll watch him in like 3 years.
I like the guy. I do. But it's just like, man, like I don't want to lose my house, man. And like, I love this house, and I worked my whole life for it. And it's just like, you know.
Right now, it's like...
And I'm sure, but here's the thing. I'm thinking this. How many other people are thinking this? I'm sure I'm not the only one.
Oh, 100%. Like, imagine if you had kids. Like, not to go dark, because fuck that right now, because I'm still positive.
Right.
But also, I don't have a house to lose.
Right.
I get it. Right. You know, like, if you had kids and everything, and you had, like, there's, like, the stakes are here. But I'm sure... You got to think that the government knows that we can't just be like doing this with like everybody laid off and just getting free money from the federal government for 2 years.
Right.
Like, boss, come on. Like, at some point, we're going to have to face music, and we're going to have to go out, and we're going to have to get this virus and beat it, you know, ourselves, and just go back to working.
Yeah.
Like, to doing stuff.
I know.
You can't just shut down the only thing we got is tourism. Pause. Have you seen Signal Hill? Have you seen Cape Fear?
Well, it's not the only thing we have, but it's a big part of our economy. Like, obviously,
cruise ships. There's no one going on fucking cruise ships right now.
I know, but you know what? There's been I don't know how much the cruise ships are actually helping our economy. The people comes off the boats, just like. You know what I want to do? I want to get on if I wish I did do, or if life gets back to normal, blah blah. I'd like to get on a cruise ship wherever the fuck they leave, and come into St. John's as a passenger on a cruise ship and see what it's like for those people.
Head right to Shamrock.
Well,
she used to got a moose burger for $4.99 enough.
Well,
$4.99 for fish and chips.
Well, $7.90 taxes included on Tuesdays. Yes.
Yeah, mixed up the price.
But no, like. So I don't know what kind of economic impact those cruise ships are having. Like I've seen a lot of people just walking around the streets. A lot of them go to they all hike around Signal Hill. Sure, that's like you see that, and they're all taking pictures. And they might go up to the Signal Hill gift shop. They might buy a souvenir like up at Signal Hill, but like a lot of times no. Like I don't know how much
tacky, like, you know what I mean? Like the stores that we never go in down there is where they go.
Yeah.
Like to buy like an independent Newfoundland magnet. And like, you know what I mean? Shit like that.
Yeah.
Postcards and But like they all need to be open.
I think a cruise ship only brings real economic impact if it sits there for a day or two and people get to go into the restaurants and the bars and eat and drink and get drunk and spend hundreds of dollars, and you get 1,000 people coming all spending hundreds of bucks each at restaurants. I think that's the only way you're going to see economic impact from a cruise ship. If it's not like,
don't they stay there for like a day?
I don't know what the deal is, but and if they're going back on the boat and eating on the boat, I mean, I would hope not. But I'm sure there are people out there to do it because it's like, you know what I mean? I don't know, man.
Yeah. I just feel like if that's what's going on during the summer, that still needs to happen.
Yeah.
But it's not even going to happen now.
But the oil thing is huge. We're supposed to be at $30-something a barrel to keep afloat. We're at $20-something a barrel now.
They're laying off a bunch of people offshore. Fuck it. Let's stop talking about this.
Okay. All right, man. I'm just talking.
I want to talk about it.
I know. Why? People getting upset or what?
No, I don't know. I haven't looked. But, like, yes, herd immunity is real. Colin Farrell, wherever you are over in Ireland. I love Gene the Gentleman. Oh, man. Yeah, like...
But I don't know.
I'm willing to sacrifice my grandparents. Let's put it that way.
I just want.
So, I know they're not watching.
Shut out there and pop. No, I want to. Yeah, we got to get it back to normal though, because it's going to be a weird spot if not. I mean, like it's going to be like ridiculous, man.
I got another 2 weeks in me. Like I just got Crave. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just refilled the Netflix subscription. Got another month there.
I'll tell you what we're gonna do tonight now too, my son. We're gonna have a deadly old lasagna. Nice lasagna, bit of garlic toast, bruschetta.
Call of Duty Warzone.
We're gonna go with Liam to go get some beers.
Yeah, Call of Duty Warzone, man. That's been some fun.
Man, if you don't, I don't even play games, and I'm addicted to that.
Luke give Tyler his Xbox, got it in his room. So and you do cross-platform with this. So I got the PS4 in the living room. Tyler got the Xbox in the bedroom. Luke's down at his. We had Sean on. 4 of us in the squad last night doing Warzone. All with the headsets on. Man, it's some fun.
Just killing people and stealing money. Flying around in helicopters. Come on. Man, there's a reason kids don't come out of their room.
Yeah. There's a reason why you see tennis courts and softball fields and soccer fields empty in the summertime. It's because that is digital crack.
It's a free game for everybody out there. That is free.
It's a free game as long as you get. Yeah, I mean PC, PS4, Xbox, free game, free to play. Don't even need an online subscription. Just need an internet connection. That's it.
100 gigs of space.
100 gigs of hard drive space. Yeah.
Jesus,
it is so huge, man. It took me like 24 hours to download it.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Man, and the other thing we need to talk about is at the moment, just keep supporting local.
Yeah.
Like now more than ever.
Well,
I feel bad because I was never one of those people like support local. Like I'd go to like chain restaurants and stuff like that, just like because in my mind, local people work there. I'm still supporting local.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if
I do.
tip a local person.
Yeah.
I'm still supporting local. But like. Man, you need to support local right now.
Really, more than ever. I, for what it's worth, like I've been, and this is beforehand, but like I'm a big advocate, and I'd love for them to sponsor the podcast someday. Coleman's grocery store, especially Coleman's over on Newfoundland Drive. If you haven't been, buddy, let me tell you, that grocery store is the best. It is the best, and it's local as fuck. And it's as local as a grocery store gets, you know. And they bought Big Goods, I believe, and Big Goods is just like it. I believe was it Big Goods or Belbin's? One of them. I think they work with Belbin's. I think Belbin's sells their stuff at Coleman's. I'm not sure if they.
Belbin's is like that is local.
Local is ending, I know. But like I've been going to Coleman's like a madman now for the last 6 months to a year. And, man, that spot's wicked. That spot's the gear. If you're getting to the grocery shop, go to Coleman's. And I'll tell you what, they are doing a great job with their how sanitary that they are. It's insane. You only let like 10 people in the store at once.
You
and
get a
everyone's
clean feeling anytime you go to a Coleman's, I find.
Yeah.
you just get that sense because everything's so organized.
So
All the
organized.
cans are like, it's like they're just paying a guy to go around and fix the can.
And just face everything, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's so clean, it's so presentable, it's so well done, and everyone's got like I was in there the other day just getting some groceries for the week, and like just girls going around just scrubbing everything behind people. Like you open up a freezer door, and like take something out. As soon as you close that freezer door, Mrs. is there fucking wiping the handle down right behind you. Like it's unreal. Really happy with that.
It needs to be done. That does. Is skip the dishes still going? Is that still a thing?
Well, I know
they drop off to your door, but like
I know food deliveries are bigger than ever. That industry's fucking booming.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like deliveries and online streaming has never been so big.
Yeah.
And curbside deliveries and curbside pickups, and it's gonna be good. Like when it all gets back to normal, when if it gets back to normal, like it's gonna be. I think you're gonna see a lot of businesses like their service is gonna be way better, cause there's so many businesses now that are having to adapt and get into curbside pickups and get into delivery. And I think once this gets back to normal, a lot of restaurants and takeouts are gonna keep those things in place, and they should.
Yeah. Man, come on. Like, someone got to just think of a vaccine, right? Come on.
Oh, I want a vaccine.
Couple months.
What is that knocking? Do you hear that?
I hear something.
I heard a knocking. Oh.
It's probably Liam by downstairs hanging pictures or something, doing something productive.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be Sammy over that way? Anyways, could be Barry over there. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Oh man, I seen a funny ass meme today.
Man, someone just said that should be Brian Cheeseman. That should be Coleman's new slogan. Coleman's local as fuck. That's funny, Brian.
I got this other day. When you get arrested and the police department doesn't let you put a filter on for your mugshot. And that truly is her too, right? You can tell. But like
Yikes.
Oh man, that's the one thing about there's some other good memes.
Jail, ladies.
No, that's right. There's some good memes going around now. Had this show it here now for anyone. I don't even know if you can see it. Yeah, you see that? It's hilarious. Oh, Brian Cheeseman. Shout out Brian Cheeseman, man. I haven't talked to Brian in forever.
Oh man, speaking of,
Great to see Brian.
oh, you know him?
I know Brian, yeah. If it's the same Brian Cheeseman that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
From Marystown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Down that way. What was I gonna say? Oh man, so we were playing Call of Duty yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? And it was just me and Colin, like, and we were just playing with some random dude, right?
Oh my God! How has this not been talked about? Oh yeah.
Oh man, it was so funny from my perspective because like I'm in the other end of the house and Colin's over in the other end of the house, and I can hear Colin, like there's a delay. I can hear what he says and stuff he shouts before I can hear it in my headset. So anyways, we're talking to this fella and this guy comes on like, where are you boys from? We can tell he's from Newfoundland right away.
So funny.
And his gamer tag had NFLD in it, right? Anyways, I'm just thinking like, this is some random dude, like none of us know, right? And he's like, he's what was his name? Give him a shout out.
So I will. So I was like, "Where you guys from?" And I was like, "We're from Newfoundland. We're from Newfoundland too." I was like, "Okay, where are you from?" He goes, "Grand Falls." Right. Like, "Oh yeah, we're in St. John." He goes, originally from
Sharestown.
Sharestown.
My favorite Newfoundland accent.
Oh, Sharestown. Yeah, it's such a funny accent that way. He's like, "But I'm living at Grand Falls." I was like, "Oh yeah." Didn't even ask him his name. And he just goes, Tommy Tuttle is the name. He's like, and it's so funny because, and then I got.
You didn't even react though at first. I was just like, oh, right on, because we were doing stuff. And then Colin's like, oh, Tommy Tuttle. I know Tommy Tuttle. And I was like, fuck, I know you don't.
Yeah, I do know Tommy Tuttle. So, I'll tell you what a character Tommy Tuttle is now. Is that like, I went to church camp back in junior high or whenever that was, and he was there, and I met him there, and I haven't seen him since. Didn't become really friends with him. Was like, but was playing basketball there every day, right? And he was too. So I just remember from basketball, he was a good basketball player.
Yeah.
But, like, and just a character, man. Like, he was such a character. And, like, there was hundreds of kids at that camp. I might remember 10. Right? At hundreds. And he's one of them. I haven't met him since. And all the other characters that I remember, pretty much all of them, like, I became friends with, had some level of contact, touch with him. I've never had him on Instagram or Facebook or anything like that. He's the only guy from that camp, guy or girl, from that camp that, like, I didn't keep in touch with through social media or whatever, but remembers. I remember him. And, like, that guy, and when he said Tommy Tuttle, that was like 20 years ago, man. And I remember him. Man. And it was just like, and I go, yeah, I go, no, yeah. I said, your buddy's a buddy of mine. I say his name. He goes, oh, yeah. I said, I know him. I said, haven't talked to him in years. I said, yes. I said, I know that about you, too.
Man, I couldn't believe it.
Oh, man. But it's so funny. He had some hard accent, which is hilarious, because I don't remember him having that kind of an accent.
One thing, my son, he's some hand at the Call of Duty.
Oh, my son. Tommy Tuttle, headshots all day. Boom, headshot.
We added him, too, which is the best.
Yeah, but I don't think he accepted a friend request. Too fraud to fucking notice it, I'd say. Right?
Like, out of all the people, like, you're playing with people from Ireland and fucking Korea and, like, the States and all over the world, and just to be, like, paired up with this dude, where are you from?
where are you from? Where are you guys from? Yeah,
Tommy Tuttle, sir. One and only.
Oh, man. So funny. Man. So funny.
What a bright spot in the week that was.
Right? Oh, that was beauty. When Tommy Tuttle said he was there. It's so funny because I used to be a big gamer, huge gamer in high school. So I think I said it before with America's Army. I think I said it on this podcast before. God, was I ever hooked? And I remember the scatter odd time that happened to be in the server, or someone else happened to be from Newfoundland, and it tripped me right out.
Yeah.
Because America's Army 2 was like, it was a really cult following game. It wasn't like, and even though it had millions of players, I think at its peak it had like 2 to 4 million, which is a lot. But obviously it was very big in America, in the States.
Didn't they use it to like train the army?
Yeah. Yeah, they use it to like help train, but more so it was not so much train, but it was a recruiting tool. It was insane. It was made by the U.S. government. It had the best punk buster in the world. It was actually technically a federal crime to cheat. If you got caught hacking and cheating, like you could. I don't think anyone ever did, but like technically they could have you could have got a charge or a fine or something for cheating in that game. Unlike any other online first-person shooter game.
Was it PC?
Yeah, PlayStation. Oh, okay. Yeah, PC, computer. And, man, like just the sound effects, the physics, the realism, the maps, the graphics for its time, and it was free because it was made by U.S. tax dollars. They had, like, the best game programmers making this game. Well, they were federal employees. Technically, these people who were making this game or are contracted, so, like, out by the federal government. It was just like, it was awesome, man. God, was it ever awesome. And it was made as a recruiting tool. When you were in the main menu, there was so, you're like, training, settings, maps, weapon loadout, blah, blah, blah. Down to and the bottom right corner, a big yellow square, like not a little, like a big thing for GoArmy.com, and it's a PC. So if you were to click that, your game would minimize to the desktop. Your default web browser would load up. It would bring you right to Go, because I clicked just to see. Right. It would bring you right to GoArmy.com, which is the website where you sign up for the military. And it'll go right, and it'll bring you right to GoArmy.com, right to the registration page. And then you type in your name, what state you live in, your postal code, what age you are, blah, 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 put in all things, and it was right there for you to fill out an application to enroll into the U.S. Army. And I played that, but I remember, like, so it was really big. And, like,
kind of burnt, if
you
think about it.
Dude, that's the best game I ever played in my life, man.
Like,
it was the best.
Get killed and kill people fake, and then, you know what I mean?
Want to go.
Not in the real world.
What blew my mind, and I always remember being tripped out by it, was, so if you were in the actual U.S. Army, which I don't know what, it just trips me right the fuck out. But if you were in the U.S. Army, so when you're when you look at the scoreboards, because the max servers were 24, the max you would get was 12 versus 12. So obviously my username was G-Roy. But if I was in the U.S. Army, you could submit a thing to AmericasArmy.com or whatever, and you could get like a U.S. Army logo next to your name, so you knew when an actual member of the Army, an actual soldier, or an actual veteran was in the server playing with you, and you'd be surprised how many would be playing. And I get talking to him sometimes. I'm on TeamSpeak and shit, and just get or you send a text chat in the server, being like, hey, like, how long have you been there? And he'd be like, oh, 8 years, yada yada. And like, but what blew my mind was how many people are like, yeah, I've done 3, because this is when Iraq was huge, too, right? Like the war in Iraq.
Iraq was booming at the time.
But the war in Iraq, because I was playing this game like 05. I was playing this game heavy from like 05 to 07, 08. So right in the thick of the Iraq war, right? And people are like, oh yeah, I've done 3 stints in Iraq now. I'm going to be going on my 4th one in a few months. And I'm like, you've been in Iraq 3 times. I've probably seen friends kill, or you have killed people or whatever. Like, you've been in real war. And now you're home with your wife and kids, and you're sat around playing war on your computer. Like, how much do you love war? That's what you're on your days off. But see, it's weird. But I just remember to find that fascinating, because I would think. But see, I'm not a veteran, right? I don't know. I mean, you do get a bit brainwashed in the boot camp stuff, because you got to be a certain type of headstrong, or you're not going to make it, right? So they program you a certain way, obviously, or you don't make it. But like, I would think, as someone who hasn't been through that, and I think as a regular civilian thinks, man, if I just did 6 months in Iraq, I would be just wanting to fucking hanging on my back deck, barbecuing, hanging with my wife and kids, my buddies. Like, the last thing I've been wanting to think about. Like, that's like, to me, that's like being up on the rigs, right? Working up on the oil rigs in Alberta, up on turnaround, gone for 3 weeks, and then when I'm home with days off, I'm on playing a computer game where I'm fucking running cables through an oil rig, right? Being an electrician on a game, and
war's addicting though, right?
Right, and just like. Yeah.
Like that feeling.
Like when I'm on
adrenaline thing.
I suppose. But like, yeah, I guess. Because when I'm on my days off, man, the last thing I want to think about is Alberta and work. And like, I just want to rest. I want to chill with friends.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, like, you work at comedy and you love comedy now, and like, that's pretty much all you want. You know what I mean? You want to think about and all you want to do right now.
Yeah. So I guess it's more like that.
They love it. They
right.
love clack clack.
They love that. Yeah.
Gets her dick hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. No, it's so good. But this game, man, this Warzone is, and given the pandemic, and I guess, and given that, like, because obviously I haven't been into gaming since I was in high. I've had little stints, but like in high school I was hard into it, as like a lot of high school kids are. And then you move out. I've always had a console, but like I haven't had. What's that? Oh, I haven't had any, like, I bought a proper PC gaming rig in high school. Any computer I've had after that is just like a generic laptop, like, and it's just for like Facebook, whatever. This year thing, I just bought this laptop now in the fall because I wanted to run a podcast off it, you know. But I've always had a console, 360, PS4, and but like even that, like, I had to blow the dust off that. I can't remember the last time I had the PS4 running a couple years ago, I'd say, you know. And that's only because the Xbox died, and that was sitting around. I think the problem was that's full of dust, right? Sure. And I only got back into that there in January because I was trying to get off the booze, right? So I started playing Battlefield flat out. So,
one voice to another.
Yeah.
Off the piss and onto the controls.
I got such an addictive personality, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that's why I've had success with shit.
Right. Yeah, like I couldn't care less like about like TV shows, or you're kind of like that, but like,
yeah, I don't care about TV.
I find like people with addictive like personalities, like they get a show they like,
yeah,
and they just want to like watch the shit of it till the end.
Yeah,
I can like give up like after 3 episodes and
yeah,
just never watch it. Just like, don't give a fuck.
I can count on one hand how many TV shows I've seen the full series.
24.
I haven't even seen the full series of that. I only seen the first 2 seasons. And then, like, I got, like, 2 episodes in episode 3, and I stopped watching.
Yeah, man. Every episode's a cliffhanger, man. It's daily.
It is, though. But the first season of 24, I watched like, 3 days. I watched, like, 16 to 18 episodes in 2 days, and then I finished it off the next day. I had the whole season done.
Yeah.
Like I just got so hooked on that show. And then on season 2, Deadly, and then
How many seasons I got? Like 14?
7 or 8.
I don't know.
I think. But I watched the first 2 were unreal, and I've heard they're all good. I heard all the seasons are good, but just like
Kiefer.
I just couldn't. Like I watched The Killing. It's my favorite series of all time. It's one of the only series I fully watched. That show I thought was incredible, especially the first 2 seasons. But I loved it all. I love season 3 and 4 as well. And even Dexter, I got like 4 or 5 seasons in, and I ended up dipping out. I think there's 7 seasons in Dexter. I don't know if... Oh, and Luther. But Luther's only like 2 to 4 episodes a season. But that show's amazing. And I got through whatever there is for that to offer. But I don't want... Yeah, like Lost I got through... I watched...
Half a lot.
Oh, man. Yeah. I watched the first 3 seasons. And then I remember season 4, episode 11, sir, was the last one I watched. Because the episode pissed me off that much. I said, fuck this show. And I couldn't get in. It's when they really introduced the time travel and everything. I don't know. You probably never seen the show.
Didn't watch it. I remember it when everybody was going mad for it.
Dude, the first 2 seasons, even 3 seasons, are amazing. And then season 4, they just lost me. And then I didn't finish it. Didn't care. And then I heard that it was all limbo. Breaking Bad, amazing show. I got like 2 episodes in, bailed. Right? Like I just. Like, you know,
yeah, I didn't finish. I started Game of Thrones back in the day, like when it was like I think it was like season 1 or season 2, like when it first started.
Yeah.
And my roommate that I was living with at the time, I told him about it. Like I was like 5-6 episodes into the first season, and I was like, dude, you gotta like watch this show. It's like complete fire, right? And then he goes on and fast forwards the dialogue. Like he only wanted to see the battle scenes and like the fucking scenes and whatever else you wanted to see, like that stimulate his weird old brain. And next thing you know, he comes out of his room like 2 days later. He's like, man, I'm on what did he say? He's like, yeah, man, I'm on like season 3, man. This is wicked, man. Catch up. And I was like in season 1, and like the fact that he passed me and he was like spoiling it for me, I didn't watch it ever again until I broke my collarbone and I had nothing to do, so I just watched it all.
You said it's Game of Thrones? Yeah, I never got into that one either.
Buddy.
But I hear it's amazing.
Oh, it's amazing. Until like the last season I can see why everyone's pissed, but like
I heard the last season shit, especially like the last episode, the finale. I had to laugh when everyone was losing their mind that there was like a Starbucks coffee cup for like a 2 seconds in a scene or something that it just completely they missed over.
I know, I remember.
Yeah.
There was a bottle of water too. Like they missed a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, but of course, man, you're mass producing it like that. You're gonna have these hiccups. Like I can't even imagine the madness on those sets, and the rush.
I've never done it, but like to me that seems like a big fuck up. Like for continuity, just to be like chilling there in like in a hall, like in whenever it's set in 1200.
It's definitely a big fuck up. Yeah, it's huge. Definitely.
Just have like a fucking jumping green coffee cup. Just chilling there.
You know what? It's good to snap the hardcore nerds back into reality for anyone that's getting lost in that world. But like, nope, not real losers. Just a show, right? No, but like just like people like is it Star Trek or Star Wars that speak the language that's in that TV show?
Yeah, Star Trek. That's Trekkies, I think.
Yeah, like it's not a human. It's a language that.
Same thing with fucking Lord of the Rings. I think.
Those weirdos, man. Like that's not real, but speaking in Star Trek language. Imagine meeting a chick and picking her up with that, and you're like and whatever, and she comes back, knows his dick and like that right away.
Man,
right?
That's what you sound like when you pick up chicks now.
Yes.
Colin Hollett.
Dollars for you. Well, speaking of which, too, Lynch just put out a new video at the Outhouse with Bay Girl. And, like, if you haven't seen that, go to Outhouse and check out the video that they put up today. Hilarious. That Bay Girl. It's my favorite. That's my favorite character is the Bay Girl. She's so funny.
Right, funny.
Very funny.
That's hilarious.
You must be thirst high.
Yeah, like, that's sick. Good job, Lynch.
Yeah. Great job, Lynch.
He was just watching. I don't know if he's still watching.
Nah, he's gone on side.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But yeah, that video is absolutely hilarious. Go check it out.
FaceTime and Hako and shit. Like, it was sick.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wizardry,
I know.
Pure editing wizardry.
The ending, Hako just keeps getting better and better and better with the ending. It's unreal. Blows my mind.
Yeah.
Right? Blows my mind. Hold up. Oh, his phone fucking vibrated that time. I thought it would have been Lynch texting me. No, it's not.
No.
No. That would have been funny. That would have been funny.
We're all in quarantine, nothing else to do. I for one, am going to start watching a series. I haven't decided which one yet.
I started watching Ozark.
Oh, Ozark.
Ozark last night. Great show. Fell asleep. Half hour in again. Like, but now I fix shows on when I'm going to bed. I do put them on to go to sleep too. But I'm just I'm an interactive person. I find it hard at like 8 o'clock at night to flick a show on and I sit down and watch that till 12 or 2. Like,
I know you do.
Yeah, I'd rather.
Sometimes I want you to do that, but it's impossible.
Yeah. I'd rather just pick up the controller and play games for 4 hours than watch a show for 4 hours.
You're witnessing our first fight here. I want to watch shows. Damn it.
Sure, go watch shows.
No, I don't, I'd rather play Warzone.
I was gonna say there's 2 TVs in the house.
Yeah.
and computers.
Yeah, I was plenty to do, but like, man, fuck.
Well, you like watching with someone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the dialogue, like, oh shit, did you see that?
Right.
You know, just like experiencing it by yourself is almost like, oh, no, right.
I guess every show
up something to talk about. Like we need something. Not that there's any fucking lack of talking going on in this house, but we need something to talk about, right? Something to make fun of.
Yeah.
Something to.
Yeah, I know.
And we got to be in for another 2 weeks, for fuck's sakes, or more, till November apparently.
2 weeks, man. We're in for another 2 years, man. If we don't get our shit together. That's why, like, I wish we could just stock up like $1,000 worth of groceries in every house. That's what it should be at, right? You're giving everybody $2,000 a month. Just give everybody $1,000 full of groceries and tell them to stay in there. except for hospital workers. The hospital's only is open. Shut everybody down. Shut it down. Shut the gas stations down. That way you can't get gas. You can't be on the road. Shut it down.
Yes. Shut down the gas.
Right? Shut it all down. Nothing's open but the hospital. Have one gas station open for the nurses, and you can't pump gas unless you're a healthcare worker. Yep.
Colin Hollett's Newfoundland.
And just like cut the head of this beast off. And get her back, and then we can, then that's it. And then that's it. And just keep the airport closed. Ferries only bringing in food. And we're on our own little world, then. No corona. Go fuck yourself, corona.
Man, I don't know what's going to... this is a fascinating time.
Drop in food from the fucking sky, man. Big balloons coming in, man. Like umbrellas. Food coming in.
I will say this. Every time, you hear people talk about Newfoundland and how, like, what good comes from the struggle, be interesting to see what good comes from this struggle that we got to go through. For the whole camp,
for the world.
For the world, but also for here. You know what I mean?
Yep.
People are going to be in playing guitar, playing piano, painting.
It's so funny you're talking about climate change, too, like... how it's improved, like so much of like pollution and stuff.
Yeah, that was like the first thing I did when I came out this morning. I was like scratching my balls, like walking out. I was like, man, do you think that like all the governments did this to just like clean up the world for global warming? And they're just like, no.
No, I don't think they did, but I think that's one of the benefits. Like as bad as it is, there's a lot of benefits to this. A lot of benefits to it, like, and that's one. I think this is like the world's way of making us as like I was saying. Pretend we're not. There's no countries. We're all it's all one country. We're all Earthians or something. I think I said. You know what I mean? Like we're all humans on the same planet, and we're all in this together. And it's like just putting us in time out. We all got to sit, think about what we've done as a species, right, and as a country, and then as a province, and then as a family, and then right down to your individual self. You know, like it's put a lot in perspective for me, man. Made me like reflect on like my strengths and my weaknesses and what's a priority to me and what's not a priority and stuff like that. It's already hit me in a lot of great ways, and I think everybody needs that because I think the world has just gone so chaotic and so off the rails because everything's been going so fast in the last 10-15 years with the internet, and word travels so fast, and everything's so fast now, and it's just like go, and there hasn't been this is like bringing the world back to center focus, you know. It's so easy to. It's like the world's been on like a bender for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Or so.
Yeah.
Especially the last 10 years in smartphones. And it's just like no one has actually stopped to smell the roses. No one's actually stopped to think. Generally speaking, the world hasn't stopped to smell the roses.
Yeah.
And to think. Like the world's just been.
Lots of time to smell them now.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of countries that have been farting around with and trying this 4-day weeks. Monday to Thursday instead of Monday to Friday.
Farting around.
Yeah. Doing Monday to Thursday instead of Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
These 4-day work weeks and then 3-day weekends. Big fan of that. Man!
More shows, 3-day weekends.
You know what? I never even thought about it. This is like I've always wanted Canada to do that. I'm sorry. I've always wanted Canada to implement a 4-day work week, 3-day work weekends, or 3-day weekends. Right now, but it's like, how do you make that transition? Right, but like everything has to stop now. Now would be the time when you bring it back 4-day weeks, and they've shown what a boost it has, like what it's done for in different areas, like what
even cops are working from home now.
What it's done for crime, what it's done for the economy, you know, what it's done for suicide rates, what it's done. It's like it improves almost everything because you get more time for family, you get more time for yourself. Instead of life being 5 days work and 2 days to yourself, and then you're trying to get everything in 2 days. It's like now it's a balanced life. It's 4 days of work, 3 days. It's way more balanced, way more time to do what's right. And they're showing too that like. People are getting as much work done in 4 days as they are in 5 days.
Oh, definitely.
Because they're just working. You know what I mean? They're just working a bit harder because you know they're not. It's not as loosey goosey at work. You know, you just gotta work a bit. You know,
You're going like 7:30 and leave 5.
Yeah, and your days fly because you're actually working more.
Yeah.
So time flies.
Yeah.
So yeah, your work day might be an extra hour or too long, but it actually seems faster because you're working more. And then you get 3 days off, and if everyone is on that pace, man, I'd love to see that. Like I would. I think this is a better life, man. And you know, families are better. I bet suicide rates go down. Like Finland really brought it in. Sweden tried it too. Sweden tried a 6-hour workday. I think it was Finland tried the 4-day work week, and Sweden tried the 6-hour workday, and they both found improvement. Like they found like. People at the 8 days, like they're like, oh yeah, I'll write that email. Yeah, I'll get to that email in 15, 20 minutes time.
Imagine the boozing that would go on here if we had 3 days. That's what all I think's about.
Yeah, but like,
Thursday. I mean, there's a lot of boozing going on here, anyways. But I mean, then Wednesday would be the new Thursday.
Right. But
get smashed, man, on Wednesday because Thursday's the new Friday, and then Friday's the new Saturday. Like it just fucks. You can just get lost in the inception of the work week.
But. Don't you think? I mean, the boozing could get out of hand, but I also think it's a bit of like after it's unwinding, like so, like it's like a spring, right? The more you compress the spring, the more so the longer people are working, like the more you're compressing them. So when you let go of the spring, it's so I think like the 5 days is making things so people go mad on the 2 days they got off. On the 4 days, it's not as tight. You get 3 days off. Like there isn't that. The same need to I got to get loaded, or as people are still going to do it obviously, but you know, and yeah, they do it that the Thursday night now becomes like their Friday night. They do that. They get their drunk on the Thursday night, and then suffer the hangover on Friday, and then on Saturday and Sunday they're whatever chilling with their friends and family or whatever more.
Yeah, I like it. I like that idea.
Yeah, I do too, man. If I ever runs for politics, I want to bring that in. I want to be harping on that.
That would be your platform.
That'd be one of the many. When I run for municipal politics in St. John's, one thing I'm telling you, man, I'm going for. It's so simple, but we need more garbage bins. It's retarded, dude. I walk from here to Signal Hill. There's like one garbage bin the whole walk.
Yeah, but you're supposed to keep your garbage on you and then throw it out when you seize one.
Exactly, but you never sees one. That's the whole point. There's one bin the whole way. That's ridiculous, and not like it's so ridiculous. And that's close. That's down by the tennis courts, right. And I'm on a walking trail. Wild.
I'll tell you what, I'd vote you in if that was your...
No, but just little things.
Yeah.
No, man. Like, there's no Newfoundlanders for people who always talk about, oh, we're proud. And the pride we got, you don't see it. The litter. Man, dude, you travel, you see how dirty this city is. And then, it's dirt.
And then you're going down the Outer Ring Road, and they got like
washers and dryers,
old people and young children cleaning up the fucking medians and stuff.
Oh man, dude,
free labor.
Every year they'll have there's like a day or two where they cleaned up the litter on the side of the Outer Ring, and it's like 20,000 pounds of garbage.
Yeah.
And that's what they picked up in the last year that it hasn't blown away or hasn't already been picked up periodically through. That's what was there. Like we're proud. Man, we don't show the pride,
dude.
We don't show the pride.
When I went
in a lot of ways.
First time I went down into the dump, like not like where you drop off your bins. Like there's that guy that tells you like bin number 4, bin number 3, whatever, right? Bin number 11. The first time I like went down into the actual dump, like where the garbage trucks dump the garbage. And I saw the bag forest, like that blew my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Like there's a forest with bald eagles perched on top of the trees, and you can't even see trees. It's just plastic bags. And then there was this company that they had contracted, Hennessy's, Holloway's, something like that. It was some company with like 3 or 4 goons in a pickup truck that were just picking there was. Like, you could be there for a year and not get all the plastic bags, right? And they were just picking the plastic bags off, putting it back into a plastic bag, and throwing it back in the dump. Like, I could not believe the level of, like welcome to Newfoundland. Here's the Atlantic Ocean. Here's our landfill. Here's, like, plastic bags everywhere. And there's, like, 7 bald eagles, like, picking off rats and seagulls. It blew my mind. It blew my mind.
Yeah, it's crazy. I grew up in Buren Bay, and we had Collins Cove, which is right next door, and they had a dump. And you used to go down that dump sometimes, just whatever, especially in the wintertime on Skidoo and stuff, you'd spin around, whatever. And that dump's been closed forever now, like, to the public. It used to be, like, when they used to pick up your garbage every Tuesday or whatever, like, that's where they used to drop the dump off. They haven't used that dump now, like, 25-plus years or so, right? But, for that. But it's still open on, like, to go make some mass drop-offs or whatever. And that's up in Buren Bay, man. Right? Up in Collins Cove. And, like, but I remember just, like, yeah, man, dumps are very depressing like that. Like, how they're done. You know what's crazy, too? And I forget where it is, but there's somewhere in the world, I remember reading it years ago about how they were burning garbage as an energy source. They, like, it's like, that's genius. Like, you know what I mean? Like instead of just taking it, throwing it on the ground and then putting earth over it and stuff like that, landfilling it in. Like, they're actually taking the garbage and putting it as a burn, and putting power on the grid. Like, yeah, I'm sure the smoke going up, isn't exactly, but, I mean, just sitting there lying there forever, that's not good either.
Oh, no.
I'd rather burn it and use it as energy.
And, like, people go, it's crazy because it's like that dump is, like, right by where, like, people go cod fishing, just off in the water. You got to think that there's like shit around that area leaching through the rocks and coming down. You know what I mean?
There's no more shit or something.
I can't stop thinking about it whenever I'm there and I look at it. I'm like, that's the dump right there, and you're just like, people are just pulling up codfish and eating them.
Just disgusting, man.
Yeah.
Absolute. Save the turtles.
Save the turtles. You're the last one to be talking about that.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. I'm hungry.
Yeah, call it a day, I suppose.
Yes.
All right, thanks everybody for tuning in, and yeah, I think get high on one now. That'd be a fun one to do. We can do that.
Trying to kill each other.
Trying to kill each other.
And then,
Oh,
look at that. That's the cue.
perfect time to exit. I don't know, at least I know Perry isn't watching. Anyways. All right, we'll talk to you.
Later on, boss.